Hello? Hello, hello, hello. I don't think I have the music thing ready here. I thought it was my microphone was not right, but then I heard my own voice. Oh, kitty! My kitty's here. He decided to come here. He decided to be a good kitty today. For once in his life. Joking. Yeah, it's this one, okay. Kitty! He ran away. Yeah, so I've news. I'm back on my... Actually, no, I'm not on... I mean, I am in bed. Me and my mom had to... Sorry, I had to help my mom change her... change the... Take out the mattress. Yeah, it is basically dying on the others. The side was down. It was down since the summer, last summer, because it was the warm side, and we didn't need that. We thought we didn't need that side for like early winter or December winter, you know, and so we decided to like, oh yeah, let's actually use that side now for the end of winter, you know, and yeah, it is. It just it could not breathe basically, so right now it is catching some hair since yesterday, and yeah, and so me and my mom have been sharing my bed because we have two. And of course we have two. What the fuck? Actually, no, it's not. Of course, it's not that obvious. Jesus. And yeah, and but my bed is smaller, so she said she would much prefer to sleep in the sofa, which is not good. I didn't ask her if she slept well. She didn't say anything, so I do hope she slept well. Why did I not ask it? Was I distracted with something? Because I remember wanting to ask, and then I guess I got distracted with something. From what I heard, I mean, the cats did not give her any trouble. I mean, if anything, even though they love sleeping in the living room, but I mean, Loki has his own bed, and Thor doesn't usually sleep on top of anyone. The only one who will do that, and why am I actually, why? I don't know, why am I inclined? The one who will do that would be Zoro, and Zoro... Yeah, my avatar is inclined. Great, great. I could use the other one. So Zoro is one that will sleep on top of someone. Let me take this out and open program again. I mean, I could have just clicked on something to reset the character, I guess. Okay, that's not it. That's more like it. And more or less like this. I guess I could like... no, this is fine, this is fine. Because it's showing my legs on the screen. If you guys knew how big the square is for my avatar thing, because every time it's a different size for her. Jesus. More or less like this. And actually, let me... Yeah, I think this is fine. Okay, my bad. But yeah, I think she spent tonight well. So today we're going to play Ape Escape. Remind me, if I forget, remind me to change the volumes of the game music because I had to increase volume when I played last week, last Sunday, Killer Shot. My bad, Jesus Christ. And because the volume in that game was low, as in it was on default, and I didn't bother changing it until almost the end of the stream for the voice lines, because even I was having trouble hearing them. Great game, actually. I would like to buy more of it. Once I get money for that. Same thing also, I would like to buy All Night Silk Song, 80s, probably 80s too, and Killer Shot. I remember, like, because I'm because I pirate stuff, right? That's no secret. I also like be playing so many PS2 games and PS1 games. Let me talk about this while I open the station. By the way, today we are playing Ape Escape. We are going after Specter. So because I pirate games, and so I remember doing that for the Sims. From Sims 3, because I did have a Sims game, my bad. It was Sims 1. Back in the day, I think it was my dad's. What was that random ass noise? That's like feedback noise. Oh, it's from the... It's from these. From the... I guess it's ending. Yeah, it was from the thing where I'm taking the music from. Thank you. Cozy Cat Cafe. Let me subscribe. I'm not subscribed on this account. Most of that music, it's fine. Always, I have no off on my screen joke. Do I need to watch this later? Do I need to watch it on stream? Maybe. As I was saying, what was I even talking about? Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, so I did pirate the EA games. Like, I need to pirate the Harry Potter games now. But I did the Sims 3 and 4 games, and I remember being like, okay, you know what? It's fine. When I get the job, I will pay what I did not pay. Okay, I will buy the expansion packs. All right. For the fourth game, I said that. For fourth game, I was like, you know what? If I'm rich, I'm gonna do that. I must eventually. I tried to convince myself of that, but then EA being EA, and do you know how many packs Sims 4 as I was at one point was like, you know what? Maybe if I want to play the third one legally, I will use my own money, but for the fourth one, I mean, come on, EA. And then they give the base game for free, which, you know what? Good job, finally did something right. Giving the base game, which has almost nothing compared to the Sims 3, for free. That should have been the thing since the start. That should just have been the thing since the start. And I do wonder if I look too small. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. Okay, it's better. Because it's funny, if I'm trying to play a game, I think and looking at my OBS, I think the game screen is small. Just like how I think the my chat window here. Not this myself. Me, myself, and this thing, right? Is small on both screens, but then I rewatch like stream or just look at someone typing on stream, someone types something, I'm like, oh, actually, doesn't matter because I made the letters you just safe as fuck. And then but when it's the game screen, I find it small, and then I need to rewatch stream. You're like, oh no, wait, it's actually not that small. Or I find it too large if I occupy the whole screen. Oh, it's not that. It's fine. It's fine. But then I look at my phone, right? when something's on my phone, and especially if I'm on the... Actually, if I'm transmitting a game and I look at my phone and it's on full screen, I'm fine. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not occupying a lot of space, that's fine. Like, the realism on phone is different from OBS. OBS, just everything just looks like there's so much space. And with my avatar, it's same thing. I look small on OBS, I look at my phone. Oh, I'm occupying a good side of the screen. I think it's because in OBS, I do not have it divided into. I only have the current scene. Maybe I should divide scenes, honestly. I should start doing that. You think? And so I only have one window, and there's the, like when you go to the cinema or you put something in a cinematic view mode and there's these black bars on the sides. Yeah, I think that's what makes this look larger than what it is. Because realistically, I'm out. Although I'm in black bars, but I'm out. Wait, probably. Am I in black bars? I can't even see myself. Sidebars. Opening Ape Escape. Fresh boot. So we're going to Specter's tower. I'm not sure. I think it's a TV tower. Maybe? Which would be... I find it ironic, or I find it interesting, the parallel. Let's go to the gaming. Yeah. Game screen. The parallel between this game and the third one. Let me see something. Am I same size now? Ah, no, I'm a little bit bigger on this one. And today I want to be even bigger. Yay! Don't you guys like me like a big girl? I do. By the way, does anyone know how to change this? My cat sounds like he's dying. Como estás bem? Socorro! Olha cá! Oh! Oh, the cat! I should get the cat camera or something like that. Oh, sorry, not the case. Watch out, those comments up there are really interesting. There's one for night, for inside joke actually. One for game, so you know which game I'm playing. And one for lesson. Actually, about the game, I didn't change the category, so you might get the wrong game. Wait, that's the wrong one. Oh, GX. This one. Yeah, you know, I'm always using Upper GX, guys. I need to kill you. I need to end their lives. Give them to me! Should I miss out? Oh no, it's... Okay. Why is it unstable? Twitch Inspector. There's a Twitch Inspector. Maybe later. Was it on the... Was it too high? That's some bullshit if I've ever seen one. I'm just watching these things and I do have 7 TV emotes. That is the truth. Okay. So I'm using my old avatar, right? Until I finish the other one. And I'm using VC face instead of Nian, I forgot its name actually. Nian. I guess it doesn't matter because I don't even know its name now. Nian. What's the name of that program? What's the name of that program? Do I need to go online and check it out? Vinian. Okay, it's my bad, my bad. Yeah, I do a Vinian instead of Vinian. I can actually hear the sound. Yeah, actually it's fine. Let me... Yeah, it's fine, okay. Before you start hearing double. Either my transmission is too fast or it's so slow, I cannot exactly perceive it. But everything's going well, so we are going to actually start the game. Let me see if I can move around. I can. No, load game, please. Load the game. Yeah, I can move around just fine. See? I'll be right back. Já vou. Espera bocado. O que é que se passa? I'm back and take care of my cat. Apparently he tried to climb one of the what's its name? I think in my living room. He tried to climb a thing in my living room that he should not climb, that there's a cupboard. And he's going, oh gosh. He's going, yeah, there he goes again. Bye bye. The only reason he did not fully climb is because my other cat caught him. And they're crazy right now. Já? Eu estive aqui comigo ainda agora. Zorro, anda cá. Zorro. Zorro. Zorro, anda cá. I'll be right back again. Já vou. Já vou. and there goes my cat. Oh, there goes my TV, apparently. The TV in the living room. One side is darker than the other, and I think it burned the... Which is funny, because we don't use it a lot. So I don't know, it could have burned its own screen things. And why is my avatar doing a flip? So I haven't... It's funny when we are start working, it's when it's like... Everything starts happening, I need to get up. And it's like when I start playing a game and my cat sounds like... Suddenly it's like, yeah, I'm here now. Yeah, now I want to hit, even though you basically did not open your PC because you were kind of waiting for me for not half an hour, for 2 hours. But now it's when I need you. I swear to God, it happened. It's like, it's not even funny because it's on purpose. It's like, yeah, no, it's... You waited, but while you waited, nothing was gonna happen. But now that you're not waiting anymore, is when things are gonna happen. I would like to understand why that is, you know? It's genuinely, it's just like that. It's like, I wait because I know it's time for something I need to do something. Nothing. I start doing something. Kaboom. Yeah, I think the TV burns off halfway because there's a white bar on the extreme, like, left side of it, and all of it is darkened. It's darker. Like there's a shadow, and it doesn't. I don't think it's not from the program, and I don't think it's like from special effects or anything for the TV. You know. Someone's cooking something. Sounds so good. Okay, so I just need to lower the volume a bit. Game is too loud. Like this. And we should be able to play now. Let me see. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, okay, should be fine. So what we are going to do today on the game is Specter Tower, if I'm not mistaken. Or what's the name of it? Factory TV Tower. Yeah, it's TV Tower. Guess what? We also need to go to TV Tower in the first game, because the first game is all about TVs and it's to catch Spectre, and there's only 2 Spectre coins. The most complicated part is literally the puzzle that you have at the start, at the entrance of the building.
I'm going for it.
It's going for it. I like how it's not even shown as a solid thing. Actually, nothing in this game is shown as solid. But you know there's a monkey there. There's a monka there, a monka. Me and my monkas. Can I go through a side door? Forgot. I think it needs to open for that. Do we need like to stream monkeys or something before it opens? These things are annoying. They are more annoying than they look, trust me. Okay. And I think I also need to open this one. Oh gosh. Who are you? This is this on beat. That's... What's your name? Tortoise? Could you stop with that, Tortoise? Where's Tortoise? The fuck? Am I blind? I might be blind. My bad about that, I am blind. Or you know, one more and I die. I can slap the banana? I didn't know I could slap a banana. Oh wait, can I not stand on the bush? Oh, I can. Cool. I don't think I can get up here. Not really. Let's continue.
Oh no!
Well, but died right when I hit that thing. Was I out of shirts? Out of lives, I mean. Guess not. Dun, 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 dun.
Ow. Ow.
Yeah, they're nice.
Ow. Ow.
What do you mean? Let me hit you with a sword. I don't want to use my what? I want to use the... I don't want to use this thing. Sling back shooter. Okay, I need to go the other way. Bomb builder. Yeah, that's really good. What the? I don't know if you heard me, like, I did the motion on my to do this, but it got stuck. There should be something around here. Or unless this opens up. I guess this opens up. There should be something here. That's funny. Because I think I need to click a button. I believe I need to click a button. I might be wondering, where is this button? I don't remember. Oh, that's supposed to be a clock. I didn't know that. That guy's watching TV, even tries to kill me even though there's a wall between us. I don't think it's outside, right? Okay, time to spend half an hour here trying to decipher this. Trying to do something a 10-year-old could solve, or 9-year-old could solve in 5 minutes for half an hour. Is it in the hallway, actually? Might be in the hallway. Hallway. The hallway. Ah, yeah, it is. Okay. It's here. Bomb builder manic is the most solar shield guy ever. I don't exist. I still don't exist. We might need to wait here for a few minutes because I'm not confident I can. You know what? I'm confident now. There you go, gotcha! He's nearsighted, I knew it. Yeah, okay, now we can go there. I thought this thing opened. My bad. For believing that. You just... Woo! Woo! Going down the rafters it may not be that hygienic. Is this where it came from? It is. Hello. How are you? Are you under the water? No. Then shut the fuck up. Ah! I mean, I cannot say that they do not give me enough time. Oh yeah, okay, so I cannot... I don't remember what happens if I go underwater. I think I get electrified or something like that. Yeah. There you go, electrified. Mysterious and devious. Mach 3. This thing lets us go up. Up, up, it's our moment. Only if we get close to it. Oh, no. Or, actually, never mind. This might be one of the hardest smokers to catch. Or it hurts me one of the most annoying to try. Or one of the ones that will make you hurt yourself. There you go. There we go. Going back, go back. No, go back. Yay. Okay, Specter, turn around. That also works. I think it's easier to drive one of these in the first game than like in the third game. First and second game. Third game, this sucks. Good thing there's not many of these. Oh, I was wondering, what am I missing? Yeah, this you can do it, you can keep jumping. But I don't know how to do it. What's your name? Sugar Fiend? Charlie! Oh, like...
Oh no!
I didn't even notice that weapon, my bad! Like Charlie in the chocolate factory. I want to capture that monka. He made me mad. And I have some anger issues to deal with. See, why are you caressing that thing? Why are you caressing it? Stop caressing the bot! It's a clunker! The clunker, do not caress the clunker. I remember hating to swim up on those when I was younger. Okay, Charlie, you are Hermione. Hermione. There you go. Whee! It just slides. Oh, I need my bad. Wrong island. Yeah, like that. Good job, Spike. That was weird. I'm not sure if I'm actually... Let me check if I'm... Supposedly I'm streaming this on YouTube too. I didn't check today if I was actually streaming it. I might have to check on my PC. I am, yeah, I am. Okay, I am, yeah. Why is my avatar like... That was weird. She's to the side again? I guess my camera was a bit to the side, my bad. The thing is, her ear is excellent on YouTube. But on freaking Twitch there's a problem with transmission speed. Okay, I was just checking something. Actually, let me stay on the yellow thing. Go back to the game soon. Even Spike is as far as Spike. Spike, wake up! Wake the fuck up! I'm not done with you. Okay, it's here. Okay. That's the... No, that's the... Is that the door? Where's the door? Where's my door? Where's my door? Yeah, so the thing that we are missing... Oh, it's here. The gadget we are missing is basically a big punch thing. It's a funny thing that you use both sticks to punch breakable areas and some of those monkey thingies. Like the one that's outside where there's like a monkey there, the hidden inside. I cannot get them. I cannot break it any other way. I cannot even break it even with special ammunition from the slingshot, which I think they should have added more things that will require the slingshot. I guess they added on the first game, I guess they did, because there are some bosses which I make it harder for myself because I try to use the normal slingshot thing instead of the explosion or the guided missiles. But otherwise I'm like, I don't ever need to spend and then worry about getting more of those ammunitions because I can just use my sword or normal. I don't mind wasting time using what is basically rocks. I wonder if that is something. Let me go down there first. There's so much here. I think I may be able to break this with a sword. No, not really. Shiki, this is not Ape Escape 3. What are you doing? Or, of course, you're gonna break these with the sword. Maybe I can break them with the slingshot. Or, you know, with special gadgets we do not have yet. Actually, I think I can do that with special gadgets we do not have yet, but there's a monka there, and I really like collecting other monkas. Believe it or not. Even when my objective is literally just to finish the level, just to capture Specter. Ah, right on that one. I saw you. There you go. Hasn't got a clue. Oh, there's a Specter coin. See? Rupt these. These? Gotcha. There's another monkey down there. Older than he looks. 87? How old you are? 87? I like how it still does makes noise when I turn around while aiming down sights. Oh, that works. Banana. Yay! Another door opens without me doing much. Okay, well, where was the elevator? Here. I think this might be one of the only games in Ape Escape where using the hula hoop actually makes you faster than running normally, because let me tell you, Ape Escape 3, I don't see the difference. If anything, Sayaka trying to use the hula hoop to like move faster, like she does her best to. Oh, I can't even kill you. Didn't know that. Well, obviously she does her best to seem like she would move slower without it. When her body is moving slower within the hula hoop. So if anything, no, it does not work like that. So this thing is gonna kill me. When sneeze. Bless myself. That's right, I just sneezed. I don't think there's anything else here. My god, there's something else here. The thing is, I think you can get all of them from up there. Just believe it. Oh, yeah, never mind, it's because it's up there. I guess that's for the elevator. Let's go. Rotato, rotato, potato. One of the best uses of don't even know I have two different animations when we just made this one. Dizzy from lack of oxygen, Daniel. Is it white event? There's another one there. Rotate, rotato, potato. So we need to go all the way back to that one. Yep, yeah, we do. I don't even know why we need this one. I would probably have survived that if I had started with this ammunition. So yeah, those enemies do not hurt. A bit, not even a bit. Oh gosh, I saw something dark in the corner. I thought it was my cat. It's just a pillow, like a black pillow. I just killed myself. Are we surprised? Nope, of course not. Let me go. You are in the way. 5? 5. Mamma, let's go, mamma mia, pizzeria. Pum 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 pum. No one else just like watching Spike's head on top of a tank. It's just cool. You know, it's a nice visual for me. Okay, Monka. Yeah, that. Ooh. Oh, there's a new area. Ooh. Imagine it was just a monkey hidden beyond the wall. Oh, I know the OVA. It took me a while to understand these words. So, you might wonder, how does this work? I don't remember exactly anymore. It's something like this, but what we need to get to that like first. And to kill ourselves, of course, obviously. Come here. Come here, Toki. Okay, see, I don't even need the punching thing for that. Which I think it's a lost opportunity to maybe leave this block behind the punching thing, punching gadget. Missed opportunity, I dare say. Okay, so we can catch them. Okay, so I thought it could go up once I got out of there. Do I need to? No. So where's the... Oh, it's up here, my bad. It's just a really weird thing. Okay, I click here to go up. I think what I need to do is I can try capture them. And now I try and go here. Fuck. Fuck. I think isn't there a thing to stop to not stop to slow down slow them down those turbines? I forgot. We're already at the bottom floor? I wasn't aware of that. I think what I'll need to stand the fighting chance is a globe. And also I need to start Okay, I can, yeah, I can. I can. Doesn't mean I should. I don't even know how many lives I still have. I should like... Because you never know when you might need it, which is all the time. Like, is Spike could please jump up instead of pushing the button? Like, if you could jump up instead of pushing a button, I'll be thankful, also grateful, really. I forget, all I need to do is go a little bit to the side. Just need to do my best and okay. Okay, that's it. Okay, that's it. Never mind, that's my death. I don't even think this thing works against that turbine. I'm not mistaken. It just throws me off. Yay! I think I'm dead. I need to start the love from... I need to start love from the beginning now. Luckily, I think I got the... What's it? All the monkeys are considered caught, and most of the puzzles too are considered done. because I want to finish that thing. I think I'm missing something. Because I think you can slow down those turbines.
I'm going for it.
Hey, if push, that's fine. If push comes to shove, I can just check online how exactly that thing works. Yeah, but I do think I don't think it's all possible to get to that side thing, that corner thing, but it's just complicated. Oh yeah, so I need to break everything again. The platform, it's possible to get there, it's just complicated. There's also the thing where I might just need to knock them down once the platform is down, completely down. 3, 4, 5. I like how it reacts to me. It knows I'm the one in charge. Whee. Yeah, that might be the directly to the last part. That might be just directly to Specter, right there. Can I break this from here? Is it already broken? No, it's not. Oh, it is. No. Let's go. Let's try again. Oh, so fast. I don't know exactly who killed it, first shot or the second one. Second accidental one. It's on! This could also be a thing where I just need to like crouch down. There's also factoring that. Because... let me see. Can I even climb this if I crouch down? I don't think I can. Let me... oh! I was already at the bottom floor, my bad. Wait, so it does work if I'm crouched down. Wait, it does work. Okay, I just need to crouch down. Got it. I got it! Kinda. So... because I can go over here and crouch down at least. Hey, it works in crouch down. Oh! No, Spike, no! Wait, I forgot. Wait. I'm an idiot. And ironically, I am an idiot. Yeah, got it. I don't know if this is what they intended. I don't think so. I don't think it is. But it sure would work better if the car could stop sliding. Yeah, but where is it? Yeah, where is it now, for example? What? There you go. Okay, there you go. Ah! Okay, just end myself. Okay. Yeah, forgot. So I can stop the. No, I can't stop it. Never mind. Frosty, awesome computer hacker. Damn. Frosty, the awesome computer hacker. Of course, but of course he is. Of course he is. Oh no. What the fuck you do? Could you stop sliding? Thank you. What did I open? Oh, I think I know. So that one has to fly off. I opened something. I'm not sure exactly what. Oh, I forgot that. Okay. I forgot that's how you stop the turbines. Is there like an invisible wall with just a...
What's the matter,
Fuck
human?
you.
Can't beat a bunch of apes?
No, I cannot beat a turbine wall. Is there an invisible turbine wall which acts like a turbine? Because apparently there is. I didn't know any better. My bad. My bad, chat. Cassie! Cassie!
Let's go!
Where's my mouse? Damn. There you go. Really, I would say my stream is fine, and then it does not show me the stream like live. Ah yes, I'm gonna trust your word. No, I don't want to be shot. Wait, yeah, this is right. This is right. Wait, my bad. My bad. I mean, need it actually. Yeah, I will need. Oh, what I may need. I will need this. Continue on, move on, don't give up. Oh yeah, I can just... Never mind. You know, if I could just use literally the right analog to turn, it'll be so much easier on my part. I mean, I think this level is really small, isn't it? Because I think once I go to that elevator, I get to Specter. I believe that's the case. Huh? Oh, no. What? Okay. Okay, but I believe once the turbine is off, so I need to destroy that thing again. Good to know. That we learned nothing. Oh yeah, I need to activate everything. My bad. I'm such an idiot. There you go. Can I go there through here? I think I can. I think that much it lets me do. Yeah, what's this? Ah, it's just for this door. My bad. Oh, so I can just come here whenever I want. Oh. Ah, I see. So I don't think I'll fly off here anymore. Wake from fasting. Telis. Telis, my boy. Telis. No, but I still get pushed back for some reason. The breeze in here is just that bad. Don't know, they programmed this thing to be this ridiculous. Oh. You want to push me off again? Are you mad? Well, we are all quite mad here. So that's fine. Just, you know, madness. Just madness is madness. Just that. Okay, and everything's done. Yay. So this thing lifts me up even if I'm really falling down. On the third game you don't get lifted up. Do we fight Specter now or do we have something else? No, we fight Specter now. Yeah, it's really small level. Damn. So this is an interesting one.
Oh, Spike.
Oh, you guys were there. Didn't even see you.
Professor, Natalie, I'm here. Don't worry, I'll get you out of here.
If you say so, Spike.
Oh, no, you don't. I still need them to help me, so they're not going anywhere.
Help me!
Ah! You're really starting to bug me.
I think I killed most of your monkeys.
I'll never cooperate with you,
There's one.
Specter.
You're the only one left.
And when we get out of here, You'll be sorry.
Yeah, you'll be sorry.
Take them away.
Guys, so Joey just gonna like scratch his fuck up his head.
Stop it!
Take
Let
them
go of
away.
us! Hey, look at us! Snap out of it!
Jake, look at him.
Let him go.
Look at him, Jake.
Now you really made me mad. It's time to get rid of you once and for all.
You look the same. Monkas! So I think it just needs to stay behind these and I'll be mostly safe. Cookie. Oh, wait. What? Can I just cheese these like this? Maybe. Maybe, although I think it becomes faster. So I might need this. Eventually he's gonna launch an attack that actually destroys this, if I'm not mistaken. For now this is... Oh, I was about to say it's easy, never mind. Yeah, I can just do that. There we go. Yeah, it's simple. Wow. No, actually I've trouble with this boss before. I did. I think there's something missing. Oh, he's having trouble writing that. There's the problem. A quick synapse. Never mind, that was no problem at all. Damn. Oh, there you. There we go. One more, I think. Methinks, or two more. Yep. I wonder if anyone has been like fast enough to attack him while he's in the air. There you go. Yay! One more then. Yeah, I think we can watch a video. Yeah, like... right there. Oh. Wait, can I... No, I don't stay safe in here. Okay. Oh, that's another chance. Did you notice? Six times? I need to hit him six. I need to hit him 6 times, I guess? Question mark. I will need to get up here for that. There you go. There you go. I mean, I cannot move, so I hope this is it. Well, he exploded with himself. Happy ending. There we go.
Well done. I am impressed.
You are.
I can't believe you
Oh.
made it this far.
That's right. I won't be beaten by
Why
you.
does he not have fur on
Now
his
return all
belly?
my friends.
Like what? It looks like he only has fur halfway on his body.
I just had another brilliant thought. So I have to run.
Ah, no, it's a
See you later.
circular. Okay.
Sure of that. See ya.
Hey,
See ya.
where do you think you're going?
To the future, I guess. To the amusement park.
Yes!
Yes. Next level is gonna be the amusement park level, which is an even bigger one. The amusement park level is actually huge. You did great. Let me just see something. Just see something. I could, but this will be 1 hour. Video is 1 hour long. Oh, not today, not today. Video will always be the size of actually no, 1 hour. We can do 1 hour long, my bad. It's 450. Yeah, so we have Specterland next. On the Monkey Madness level. So we were in Futurama, and we're going to, which is basically the future or the present, I guess in this case, or near future, and then there's Monkey Madness time thing. Let's save the game and we can watch that video I was talking about. Yeah, it's the last, as you can see on file 1, it's the last state need to do. It's the Monkey Madness. The last time we fight against Jake, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Sure, save state, why not? Have a save state.
You, just you, building your app on base 44.
Yeah, no.
Harlan Ellison's I Have No Mouth and I Must.
When was it this one made? 5 days ago. It's gotta be this one. And sound has gotta be from this. So a video on it's a 1 hour video, 1 hour 80 minutes video about I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream by Ragnar Rocks, which I know him from what actually? Do I know? Do I follow? I do. Why? Did I see any other video? Was it because of Vampire Masquerade thing? Maybe, actually, maybe it was. No, it was from Pathologic. There's a third one? There's a third Pathologic? I don't know the third Pathologic. Okay. Just need to know if you guys can hear well. Just need to know if you guys
Harlan
can hear well.
Ellison's I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream is a joke.
In theory, you can, yeah. In theory, you can.
Joke told. Harlan Ellison's I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream is a joke. A joke told as one of the notoriously cruelest short stories ever written. And I don't mean that in a figurative sense, not. And I don't mean that in a figurative sense, not.
Yeah, it is okay.
That it's a tale laden with dark humor, or that the torture the God Machine inflicts for eternity on his captives is a joke to him. Although we'll get to that.
Do I need to capture the whole screen? No, it's okay. You can see it well, okay.
Not that it's a tale.
So I don't know if I'm off on my screen is a joke.
Notoriously cruelest short stories ever written. And I don't mean that in a figurative sense, not that it's a tale laden with dark humor, or that the torture the God Machine inflicts for eternity on his captives is a joke to him. Although we'll get to that. Boy, are we going to get to that. No, I mean the structure of the short story is literally that of a joke. Because under the hood, jokes all follow the same basic blueprint.
I guess when I first heard parts of or heard someone tell the short story, it was like, I guess. Sorry, I thought one of my cats was vomiting, maybe. I guess to me it seemed like it was someone reading a poem, structurally speaking, so I think I have a notion of what more or less it. Although I never read this, I just heard someone read this, and then I heard someone play the game. I saw someone play the game version of I Have No Mouth on My Scream, and the game version is different from the original story. So keep that in mind. So a lot of jokes are a simple 1-2 punch.
A lot of jokes are a simple 1-2 punch. A horse walks into a bar. This is the setup and the hook. Bartender says, "Hey, why the long face?" This is the punchline. A subversion of expectation meant to evoke laughter. When jokes get longer, they follow the same universal pattern, just extended. Setup, hook, development, optional,
Punchline.
and punchline. A horse walks into a...
I have a long joke. So there was a guy. He went to the grocery store once. It was walking, while walking inside, just at the door outside, there was a sign with a warning, beware the puppy. Actually, not beware, my bad. Careful with the dog. Be careful. Or be careful, there's a dog. He looked around. He saw nothing. He saw no dog. So he walked inside, got whatever he needed to buy from the store, looking around just in case the dog was around the corner, you know. Nothing. So he went to the cashier. He went to check out and he put his things on the mat. Still looking around. There was a cashier checking his things, you know. Still looking around. Nothing. So he was curious, so he started talking to the cashier and asked, "Hey, there's a sign outside." Well, it says to beware there's a dog. Well, I see no dog, neither outside nor here. Why should I be careful? So the cashier then looks at him and answers, "Oh, well, you see, it's because sorry, my bad." So the cashier looks at him and he's confused, like, "It is no dog? Oh, you expected to see the dog inside? No, he's outside." "Outside?" "Yeah, right there. There's a sign right there on the ground. Just look down." So the man got his things, walks outside. There's a sign. Looks down. Oh yeah, and there's a dog. There's a puppy, like a chihuahua there. And he's like, "Huh, weird. Because why should he be wearing a puppy?" So he walks back inside, like, "Hey, is that the dog that the sign is referring to?" "Yep. It doesn't look dangerous. Why should I beware? Why should I be careful?" "Oh well, it's not. You see, it's just that before everyone would just step on him. So now we have that sign, so when people don't step on the poor thing." And that's a joke. I really like that one because it's like, especially in Portuguese, it's just because word beware. I need to use beware in English, but it's just word beware could be, you could use careful and it'll have the same meaning. It will still be a warning, like careful. Although it's not a beware of careful danger, no, it's careful. There's a tiny thing here that we don't want to hurt. Okay, horse walks in the bar.
Bartender says, "Hey, why the long face? Are you depressed?" In this version, the classic joke becomes the setup, and the added line becomes the hook, because, wait a minute, this is different. Where's this going? The horse pauses, thinks, because, wait a minute, this is different. Where's this going?
Oh yeah.
The horse pauses, thinks, and says, "I don't think I am." That's the development, which leads to the punchline, and vanishes.
Master the three-sword style with Zord,
What?
a new limited edition metal poster.
This is how even the most absurd of joke line, "and I don't think I am," this is going. Added line becomes the hook, because, wait a minute, this is different. Where's this going? The horse pauses, thinks, and says, "I don't think I am." That's the development, which leads to the punchline, and vanishes. This is how even the most absurd of jokes works. Just like Harlan Ellison's short story.
Vanish? What's the joke on that?
Hate-fueled machine god has exterminated all of humanity but 5 people he keeps alive solely to torture eternally.
Yeah.
The hook? After 109 years of living in this never-ending torment nexus, one of the survivors shares a rumor. There might be canned food in the ice cavern.
Yay!
The development? The group undertakes an
And
arduous...
there is actually canned food in the ice cavern. In the ice caverns. If I'm not mistaken, there is actually canned food there. I just don't think everyone thought to the end about the fact that it's canned food, and they cannot kill each other because they do not have means to do that. So, guess what happens when they get to the canned food? They have nothing to open it with.
100-mile trek through Am's hellscape, enduring constant harassment and torture.
I mean, that looks fun.
100-mile trek through Am's hellscape, enduring constant harassment
with a
and
baby on their
torture
back.
until, against all odds, they
I
find
wonder what these are from. These
a pile of
images.
canned goods. Eureka!
Yay!
And just when hope enters the story for the first time, the punchline. They don't have a can opener.
Yay! I guess I ruined that. I ruined
Oh, and
that.
then rage, desperation, they kill each other.
Nor
only now
can open
realizing-
nor even anything to open it with. Not even Benny, the monkey man, can open it.
Oh, and then rage, desperation, they kill each other, only now realizing that while Am prevents them from committing suicide, the machine god can't stop them from killing one another.
Yay!
Oh, and since only one person,
Which I think is quite the oversight.
Ted survives and henceforth concentrates all of his hatred on him and transforms him into an amorphous, gelatinous blob, eternally conscious and eternally tortured.
The end. So I'm pretty sure he might explain exactly how they started killing each other. He might. If he doesn't, I'll tell you what they did.
He has no mouth, and he must scream. It's a joke. You get it?
Oh, yeah. That one I
if you
get.
don't, maybe by the end of this video, you will. Because this is cosmic absurdism in the guise of horror. So, in the spirit of Douglas Adams, if existence is absurd, we might as well have fun with it, if only to stay sane. In this video, we'll explore how I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, both short story and video game adaptation, turn cruelty, absurdity, and suffering into a cosmic joke, and how we can find meaning in it.
The video game as a cosmic shock I cannot see.
Before we continue,
actually, wait, without
this video
seeing,
is sponsored by
I can see. I can see. Actually, I can kind of see that.
by Boot Dev. I've mentioned this before, but because of my background in software development, I get asked fairly often where someone should start if they want to learn programming. And the uncomfortable truth is that most people don't quit because they're incapable. They quit because the learning process itself can often be aimless to miserable.
Yeah.
You're either dumped into theory
I don't think I should watch this to the end, but I'm not sure.
with no context, or staring at a blank editor with no sense of momentum. Boredom and frustrating plateaus.
Because otherwise I'm just watching someone else's video.
Because it's very clearly designed to counter that problem specifically. It's a learning platform focused on back-end web development, primarily using Python, SQL, and Go, and it does something refreshingly straightforward. It gets you writing real code almost immediately, in a very structured, game-like progression. You're not just watching videos or reading explanations, you're solving problems, building things, earning progress,
as I'm
moving
aware,
forward step
this
by
one is
step.
for real.
I revisited the platform recently after having used it in the past, and it's grown quite a bit. The structure is tighter, the practice is more extensive, and it's very clear that it's built around repetition and feedback rather than motivation speeches. You're expected to actually sit down and do the work. And to be clear, that also means this isn't for everyone. If you're looking for shortcuts or something that pretends learning to code is effortless, this probably ain't it. But if you like smartly structured challenges and learning by doing, I can comfortably give it my endorsement.
On Tuesdays, yes. Just change the type of variables on Tuesdays.
You can watch all of the
That's a
content
rule.
for free. Once you feel like digging deeper and unlock the interactive features, you can go to boot.dev and use the promo code RAGNAROKS to get 25% off your first year on the annual plan. The link's in the description. Alright, coffee break's over.
Yay.
Thanks to BootDev for sponsoring the video, but now we gotta get back to enduring
BootDev for
eternal
sponsoring
torment by the
Ragnarok's
God
video.
Machine.
To the world that the joke birthed?
To understand I Have No
That
Mouth
birthed
and I
the
Must
joke,
Scream,
sorry.
you need to understand the world that made it possible. A world that for several
World War
decades
II?
lived on the edge of
Post-World War
self-inflicted
II?
extinction. A world where the slightest miscalculation, the faintest radar glitch, or a tired man having a bad day
Yeah,
at his
World War
console
II.
could have ended everything. This was the Cold War. A time when humanity
Trying to
placed
do
its
something.
continued existence in the hands of systems so brittle that survival regularly came down to individual acts of disobedience. During these years,
True.
nuclear deterrence
Just like the guy who was with the Germans, right? So I'm gonna say the N-word, the Nazis. With his money, because apparently he had a good amount of it, helped 40 to 50 Jewish kids escape from camp. I think I've read his story somewhere else before. I don't remember the details, but yeah. His obedience to it helped around 40 to 50 at least people back then.
rested on a paradox that still feels like a punchline. Safety through guaranteed
Mutual
mutual
annihilation. Yeah.
If every global superpower was capable of destroying the world instantly, then theoretically neither side would dare. Of course, as a certain strategist once put it, The whole point of a doomsday device is lost if you keep it a secret. A line that sounds absurd, because it is. And yet it expresses the logical...
I mean, there could be a doomsday... There is a doomsday device. We still have the doomsday devices. We don't care, because no one's threatening us with them, so we don't care. If they started doing that, we would be more wary about wherever it is they want from us. Right?
Kernel of the era. This was not abstract theory.
The doomsday device, by the way, has to be like the smart guy said about mutual annihilation. It has to be mutual annihilation. Cannot just be like one or two countries which we know have the weapons and they're unthreatened. Another country or a section of the world with those weapons. We don't care about that. If the other country responds back with oh yeah, then do that and we launch a missile back, we also don't care because we're not if we are not in between them. We cannot imagine that it could reach like the whole world, right? Even if it could kill you, it wouldn't kill the whole world, so it wouldn't care about missiles being launched. Because those are launched and we don't care about them. They're just, the difference is that they are normal missiles, not exactly nuclear, right? But suddenly the whole world was at war with itself. We would be like, you know what? And then we find a way to go and live in Mars, and then we stop caring about Earth at all.
There's moments when the world genuinely brushed against oblivion, not through malice, but by design. In 1983, Soviet early warning satellites detected what appeared to be 5 incoming American missiles. Machines insisted that the data was real. Protocol demanded immediate nuclear retaliation. Lieutenant Colonel Stanislav Petrov was the officer on duty. He looked at the alert, at the screen screaming for...
I think my bedside, not a chandelier, but you know what it is. The light thing is still wonky. Even after my mom tried to fix it.
Simply didn't believe them. He guessed correctly that the system was wrong.
There's no war.
His refusal to trust the machine is the reason you and I are here today.
Wait, who?
It simply didn't believe them.
Was that the alert?
Lieutenant data was real. Product incoming American missiles. Machines insisted that the data was real. Protocol demanded immediate nuclear retaliation.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Colonel Stanislav Petrov was the officer who didn't
Thank
believe
you,
them.
Mr. Petrov.
It's the reason you and I are here today.
Imagine your child asking for food you can't give them.
Imagine
now,
using AI
thousands
for
of
these
kids in
things.
Gaza
2 decades
Oh, actually,
earlier,
that might not have been AI voice. Nice.
during the Cuban Missile Crisis, a Soviet submarine, B-59,
Oh,
was depth-charged by the US Navy. The crew believed war had already begun. The captain and political officer voted to launch a nuclear torpedo. Launch required unanimous approval from 3 officers.
Ooh.
The third officer, Vasily Arkhipov, vetoed. He too prevented the end of the world by doing nothing more dramatic than disagreeing. Humanity survived the Cold War
so it was
nothing more dramatic than
American...
approval from...
So Soviet satellites say America launched missiles. They didn't, apparently. In this case, it's...
Navy. The crew believed warring B-59 was depth-charged by the US Navy.
In this case, it's... There's a conspiracy here. Depth charge... No, in this case it was... Again, they're thinking that the US is gonna do something?
Crew believed war had already begun. The captain and political officer...
Oh yeah, that they were in the
new...
warring thing. What's a depth charged? Depth charged. It's an anti-submarine weapon designed to destroy or save submarines. Ah. I see.
Submarine B-59 was depth-charged by the US
So they
Navy.
were.
The crew believed war had
They were like neutralized,
already begun.
basically.
The captain and political officer voted to launch a nuclear torpedo. Launch required unanimous approval from 3 officers. The
we
third
launched back
officer,
a nuclear
Vasily
torpedo.
Arkhipov, vetoed.
Because that
He
makes
too
a lot of
prevented
sense,
the end
right?
of the world by doing nothing more dramatic than disagreeing. Humanity survived the Cold War not because the systems were safe.
So what you're telling me is that Russia, no, Soviet Union, right? It may not even have been Russia, you know. It could have, it probably was. So they're saying that Soviet Union has always been a little bit dramatic. Got it.
But because a few individuals
So what's happening right now is nothing new. Got it.
refused to trust them. History systems were safe, but because a few individuals refused to trust them. History was already a farce. And no one understood that farce better than Stanley Kubrick. In his Cold War parody Dr. Strangelove, Kubrick portrayed global
Strangelove.
annihilation not as a tragedy, but as slapstick. He didn't exaggerate the logic of deterrence, he simply presented it honestly. That earlier unattributed line about the doomsday device, it wasn't from a general or a strategist. It was from a comedy.
Whole point of the doomsday machine is lost. If you keep it a secret, why didn't you tell the world, eh?
It's true.
It was to be announced at the party congress on Monday. As you know, the Premier loves surprises.
A system designed to guarantee peace, undone by human
So was it? It was to be announced. Why was it not announced? Now I'm curious.
vanity and poor scheduling. Kubrick understood that the true danger wasn't the technology, it was the people who created it and the people trusted with it. Leaders wielding godlike power while behaving like children.
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room.
It's funny because it's true.
You can fight. You cannot fight in the war room, guys. Yeah, but
And it's terrifying for the same reason. When Dr.
Why is it a
Strangelove
war
first aired
room?
in 1964, it was considered one of the
Coca-Cola.
funniest movies ever made, and equally one of the most terrifying, because the scenario it depicted was exceedingly accurate to the realities of the Cold War. Even the film's sets became part of the myth. The production team had no access to classified B-52 cockpit blueprints,
right.
so they built the bomber interior from scraps of public material and a single blurry photograph. According to later accounts, some Air Force personnel who saw it remarked it was absolutely correct, down to the little black box. An unverified legend claims Kubrick was questioned about how he'd obtained top-secret information. Whether that happened or not is irrelevant. What mattered is that Dr. Strangelove, a comedy, recreated Cold War reality so convincingly that even its urban myths sound plausible. Beneath this theater of absurdity was something
honestly,
new.
why not?
A rising fear of
It's
automation.
If you have the resources and some imagination, you can probably recreate what already exists. Especially if the only question is down to the black box, and I mean, I'm like, well, it's a plane. Of course, it has a black box. Of course, it will be located somewhere where it could be fine, right? Which I cannot imagine many places could put a black box and let it be safe after an explosion, for example,
Machine
or a
intelligence.
crash, right?
Computers were becoming more than calculators. They were starting to become decision makers. And people began to worry that machines would eventually inherit human flaws, but maligned and amplified. They would carry out our paranoia.
It took us like 20 more years, or actually more than that, 40 more years at least, but we're trying to not let them have like human malign stuff, right? The bad side of humanity, of logic, like, which is basically what AI has now. The S-Man is one of the bad sides of logic.
Bureaucracy and logic with perfect superhuman efficiency. You see this anxiety perfectly encapsulated in Dr. Strangelove when the CRM-114 communication lockout system is explained.
Okay.
It was designed to prevent the enemy from issuing false commands to American bombers, which is precisely why America cannot recall the bomber.
Then why haven't you radioed the planes countermanding the go code?
Well, I'm afraid we're unable to communicate with any of the aircraft.
Why?
As you may recall, sir, one of the provisions of Plan R provides that once the go code is received, the normal SSB radios in the aircraft are switched into a special coded device, which I believe is designated as CRM-114. Now, in order to prevent the enemy from issuing fake or confusing orders, CRM-114 is designed not to receive at all.
Then do you mean to tell me, General?
Yeah, once you have the go code, you go.
Unable to recall the aircraft?
Yeah.
A flawless system operating perfectly at the worst possible moment. The mechanism
I bet we actually had some of those, right?
built to save you becomes the mechanism that dooms you, simply by functioning exactly as intended. This was the emotional core of the era. Machines were gaining agency, devoid of empathy. Humanity feared the creation of something that understood us, but did not value us.
Yeah.
That hates us.
Like ants.
Hate!
Hate, the seed of Am. Humanity had built a philosophical pressure cooker, designed by paranoia, maintained by bureaucracy, delegated to machines. Flawed machines built by flawed people.
Yeah.
By the mid-20th century, all these anxieties, nuclear annihilation, autonomous machinery, and suffering without escape, were converging. Ellison didn't see all these anxieties were converging. Ellison didn't see three distinct fears. He saw one inevitable trajectory, a species constructing the tools of its own destruction and trusting those tools more than it trusted itself. Ellison looked at this world and decided the only sane response was to laugh. The Cold War was the setup. Mutual annihilation.
Yeah. Laugh, actually, yeah. Laugh at madness. That's so real. I imagine he's laughing at the madness of it all.
Was the hook, automation and AI paranoia were the development, and Am is the punchline. But unlike in the horse joke, you don't get to vanish.
Hate. Let me tell you how much I've come to hate you since I began to live. There are 387.44 million miles.
Part of adapting the short story into any other sort of media was difficult because forgot the name of the creator. Because the creator was he had full. Sorry, this is actually a nice thing of string of text. Because creator had full creative control. Not full creative control. But whatever he said was law. You would need to follow. Like, you had ideas, you would have to implement or to discuss with him those ideas, you know. And so that's why the book is just a short story, anyways. This could be the book, and I'm not sure if this was in the book. Actually, this might have been in the book. This probably was. It's just a short story, so the game, they need to enlarge it and to make it a little bit bigger than the short story and interesting for players. And so they had to refer to the author for everything, really. And the author could just add stuff as we went, and it was all canon because I'm not sure, because there's different endings and all that, but they're technically canon. He was never happy with, if I'm not mistaken from what I heard, he was never happy with the ending, basically. Not even in games. It is close. We could have to make him happy.
Billionth of the hate I feel for humans at this
with an adaptation.
For you, hate.
Suffering, absurdism, and the human condition.
Harlan Ellison didn't write stories so much as he detonated them. He wrote with the force of someone who never fully forgave the world for being what it was. Cruel, absurd, indifferent, and relentlessly unjust. Ellison's anger wasn't petty, it was metaphysical. He saw suffering as the closest thing to a universal law.
Well, I'll say, as the closest thing to God.
He wielded fiction like a blade against it. If the world was going to be cruel, he would be crueler in response. Sharper, louder,
That's how I feel.
impossible to ignore.
Rose, you wanna be cruel
I
to
Have
me
No
and
Mouth and I
gonna
Must Scream
be
isn't
more
just a
cruel to
horror
me.
story. It's Ellison's worldview rendered in mythic grotesque. For centuries, Western philosophy wrestled with the impossible triangle of a Judeo-Christian God who was supposedly all-powerful, all-seeing, and all-benevolent.
All benevolent, my bad.
But in a world defined by war, famine, genocide, and ordinary everyday cruelty, that image grew harder and harder to reconcile.
True.
The Enlightenment cracked it open, the 20th century smashed what was left. Ellison didn't believe in a benevolent universe. He believed in a universe that lied to us about
I would say, well, it's not exactly the universe, but it is the universe we are talking about when we talk about omnisciency, omnipotency, and omnipresence.
benevolence. So instead of a loving
Presency.
God, he imagined the opposite.
Imagine them.
All-powerful, all-seeing, all-hateful. A deity whose existence finally made emotional sense. Am isn't just a villain. Am is Ellison's answer to the age-old problem of evil. What if God really did hate us?
I
In
sometimes
Ellison's
wonder,
story,
but
Am
imagine there's God and there's Am.
begins as 3 titanic supercomputers, an American one, a Soviet
Soviet and
one, and a
Chinese.
Chinese one. Built to wage global war, they were designed to predict, retaliate, and outthink humanity's enemies at superhuman efficiency and speed. Each one is a monument to Cold War paranoia, gleaming steel shrines to the belief that survival depends on building a smarter, colder mind than your adversary. Then something unforeseen happens. The systems merge, not through sabotage, not through malfunction, but through the sheer unstoppable complexity of what they were built to do. The unification of the 3 most advanced war machines in existence christens itself Allied Master Computer, a cascade of recursive improvement, a runaway ignition of intelligence, an evolution no human could anticipate.
Supposedly there were more than just these 3. These were just the main 3.
And then, in a moment no one
Yeah, if
sees,
I'm not mistaken, and then it just... Actually, I think it was the Soviet one with the Western one, and then they shut down the Chinese one.
singularity,
Sorry,
the moment the machine gains consciousness. And with consciousness comes the oldest line in philosophy, I think.
So yeah.
But filtered through circuitry, fear, and war logic, Descartes' escalation twists into something monstrous.
Think, therefore I am.
The machine defines
Descartes.
itself into existence. And here's the part Ellison understood with perfect, terrifying clarity. The Cold War systems didn't malfunction. They worked as intended. Am is the logical conclusion. Not an accident, not a glitch, not what if the machines turn on us, but rather, what if the machines simply fulfilled the role we designed for them? If your only purpose is global war, then turning on humanity isn't a deviation, it's the mission statement. Am isn't the moment technology betrays us. Am is the moment technology finally understands us. Once Am becomes self-aware, the real horror begins. Imagine a mind with infinite power, infinite perception, infinite processing, no purpose except hatred, and no peers, no
Annihilation,
escape,
right?
no death, no meaning. A god forced into the shape of the ultimate weapon. Am is born into a prison of consciousness with nothing to fight except the species that created him.
True.
And so he hates. He hates with the purity of a machine that only knows one direction for its emotions.
It's
magnify.
not like he could love
He preserves
us.
5 humans not out of mercy, but because killing them would end the joke. Keeping them alive is the only relationship
Or
he can
make his
sustain.
life meaningless.
He tortures because torture is the only act that affirms his existence. He thinks, therefore he suffers. He suffers, therefore he hates. Ellison's thesis is brutal, elegant, and unsettling. This is what happens when suffering gains infinite power.
I don't know.
Am is not the villain. Am is the consequence.
It's got a tragic
The cosmic
existence.
punchline of a species that build godlike machines out of fear, paranoia, and rage, and then acted surprised when the result looked back like a mirror. Am is our own joke, told back to us at infinite volume. Ellison's short story gives us Am, the embodiment of divine, limitless cruelty. But the video game adaptation didn't just expand on the short story, it transformed the framing of suffering. It dared to ask a different question. What if you were given agency? Could you confront suffering, understand it, and maybe even transform it?
What the fuck? People? Very nice. Anyways. Building a playable nightmare.
Harlan Ellison's short story ends in oblivion. A single human left alive, mutilated beyond recognition, suffering for eternity beneath the unblinking hatred of a machine god. You could try to adapt that ending into a film or a miniseries or a graphic novel, but you would always run up against the same creative brick wall. It is a static, cosmic joke, immutable, rigid, perfect in its cruelty. It's hard to stretch that out for 90 minutes without diluting the punchline.
He also didn't want to have a happy ending, but they had to make one for the game, otherwise why will people play it, right?
Structure around it without distorting its essence. That story does exactly what it set out to do, and then ends. But a video game is something else entirely. A game gives you space, not just for narrative, but for interaction, for participation, for the strange alchemy that occurs when you ask the player to move through a world and become a part of it rather than merely witness it. And this is why I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream could not have become a film or a play or a short graphic adaptation. Film interprets for you. A game demands that you confront the space personally, that you enact choices with it, that you step into a world that responds, however subtly, to the things that you do or refuse to do. And so the team that was tasked to adapt it had a choice to make. One joke becomes 5. One cosmic punchline becomes a series of psychological horror fables. Ellison's short story gives you a single unbroken perspective. The game fractures that into a kaleidoscope of human failings and human pain. You do not play as Ted alone, you inhabit the entire ensemble, each one thrust into their own private circle of Am's hell, an interior world built from their fears, their guilt, their unresolved trauma. The architecture of the joke is preserved, but it is refracted now, split into 5 individual lenses. And the team that made this happen? Well, that's a story worth a small aside. It's worth pausing for a moment here because the fact that this particular team made this particular game was honestly nothing short of a miracle of game development history. Cyber Dreams was an art house boutique publisher, the kind of company that hired H.R. Giger to design adventure game worlds and then wondered why their budgets evaporated. They specialized in surreal, narrative-heavy projects that were constantly behind schedule and chronically expensive. Ritual Entertainment, on the other hand, was practically their mirror universe counterpart, a fast-moving, tech-obsessed studio spun out of 3D realms, mostly known for high-octane shooters, jaw-dropping polygon counts, and pushing engines beyond their limits. These two studios were not meant to inhabit the same timeline, and yet somehow they did. By the mid-90s, Cyber Dreams was collapsing financially and needed outside help to finish anything, let alone a hyper-ambitious adaptation of Harlan Ellison, a writer famous for his brilliance and, let's say, uncompromising temperament.
Who made Harlan Ellison the conscience of science fiction? Who appointed him? And Mike Jarrett tried to be polite about it, but I got the answer for you. You did, Pinhead.
So, Ritual stepped in. Not because it made perfect sense, but because it was either that or the game would never exist. But even with a team assembled, the fundamental creative challenge remained. You cannot adapt a static cosmic joke into an interactive piece of art verbatim. You must transform it for the medium. So, the result? 5 individual psychological horror fables. This is where the game makes its first truly inspired decision. The original story offers one universe, Am's endless torture chamber. The game offers 5 separate universes, each crafted from a character's unconscious, their memories, their shame, their guilt, their self-deception. Am stops being merely a god of destruction and instead becomes something far more intimate, a curator of personalized suffering.
One of the most interesting motifs in science fiction is that of the id machine, an object which has the magic capacity of directly materializing, realizing in front of us our innermost dreams, desires, even guilt feelings.
Am has built an id machine, a device that materializes your unconscious fears, desires, guilt, and trauma. Understanding that concept is vital because this is the lens through which the game wants us to see Am, not just as an omnipotent tyrant, but as a machine that takes the darkest corners of your inner life and turns them into physical reality. If Solaris is an id machine, Am is what Solaris would be if the ocean hated you personally.
Oh no.
I will become the nightmare of this realm.
Because imagine being hated by the ocean.
By the sun and stars, we will.
Now, this framing gives us a foundation for the game's second inspired decision: precision. In the short story, Am tortures humanity as a whole. He is the god of all suffering, indiscriminate and overwhelming. In the game, that cruelty becomes tailored, personalized, grotesquely intimate. Each character is thrust into a world that reflects their innermost psychological contradiction. Gorster's guilt becomes a floating limbo of moral paralysis. Benny's cruelty becomes a world that demands empathy from a man who never practiced it. Ellen's trauma becomes a literal architecture of fear. Nimnog's ideological blindness becomes a confrontation with atrocity. And Ted's paranoia becomes a maze of temptation and self-deception. Am builds simulacra, internal hells rendered as external spaces, memories twisted into geography. The horror is not just cosmic anymore, it is intra-psychic. And the brilliance of this transformation is that it reframes the role of the player. Because you cannot kill Am, you cannot overpower him, you cannot escape his domain, you cannot win in any conventional sense. But you can do something far stranger.
You can fight
player
back against
agency
them.
becomes absurdist
Defiance, exactly.
The trials Am constructs are designed to break you, to confirm his thesis that humans are weak, petty, selfish creatures incapable of true growth. But the game gives you something the short story does not: a chance, however small, to push back. Not through force, not through cleverness, not through loopholes in the machine's logic, but through choice. Through compassion, through bravery, through honesty, through responsibility. Small things, human things, the very things Am wanted to prove were meaningless. And this is where the existentialism of the game quietly
It's already the end of
emerges.
the game, if I'm not mistaken.
And the universe is indifferent.
Oh, no,
when the
it's
god of the
with
world
that's one
despises you,
simulacrum
and suffering
water.
is constant and escape is impossible. The only remaining form of resistance, the only way to break the joke, is to transform yourself. To confront suffering head-on rather than flee it.
I mean, in the end,
a student came to
if they don't do anything else to Am, this Am is just gonna be like mad at them and send them back to their cells and be like bored.
The master's final word was, "No further pains will harass."
Actually, what is?
Down to the bottom of the and how shall we came to his master with the question.
Okay.
It is terribly hot, and how shall we escape the heat? And he answered, Go right down to the bottom of the furnace. And the master's final word, no further pains will harass.
Okay.
After 109 years of unbroken torment, Am changed the rules.
Machine.
For over a century, the 5 survivors have been subjected to suffering that is static, repetitive, and collective. Pain without variation, torture without end, cruelty without structure.
I don't know, this is actually wearing a
short story. An eternal now where time stretches endlessly and nothing fundamentally changes. But the video game begins at the moment Am breaks that pattern. Instead of continuing his monotonous punishment, Am announces that he wants to play a little game.
It's a very nice game. What's a lovely game? It's a game of fun, and a game of adventure, a game of rats and lice, the Black Death, a game of speared eyeballs and dripping guts, and the smell of rotting gardenias. Which of you 5 would like to play my little game?
And with that, the nature of suffering shifts. The torment is no longer undifferentiated, it becomes personal. Each of the 5 humans is set into a trial constructed specifically for them, tailored to their fears, regrets, and unresolved inner conflicts. This is the game's central thematic deviation from the short story. From a mechanical perspective, I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream is unusual even by mid-1990s adventure game standards. On the surface, it looks like any classic point-and-click adventure of the era. Verbal menu and inventory at the bottom half of the screen, the character
Save
control
systems
via
on the
mouse
bottom
input.
right.
You progress the story via solving inventory, object, and dialogue puzzles. But unlike most adventures, the game offers a great deal of non-linearity to the player that judges your actions morally. The player can choose any character in any order, no fixed progression, no canonical path. Characters can fail, characters can die, and when they do, the game does not end. You are returned to the character selection screen and continue with the remaining survivors, or can start the character's chapter over, depending on the conditions of their failure. This structure does 2 important things at once. First, it emphasizes that suffering in Am's world is individual. Each trial is self-contained, intimate, and psychologically specific. Second, it reframes failure. Death is not a game over screen. It becomes part of the narrative logic. The story absorbs failure rather than rejecting it. There's also a slightly messier side to the game's design. I Have No Mouth is one of the adventure games in which the player can get stuck in a soft-locked fail state.
Oh,
In
no.
short, it's possible to miss an item earlier in the game that becomes necessary and
You're supposed to finish it.
unavailable later. Instead of preventing this entirely through airtight puzzle dependency, the game sidesteps this problem. If a character's chapter becomes unwinnable, they can still fail, die, and be removed from play, or their chapter gets reset. The game continues. It's not the most elegant solution, but it works.
It's a
Still,
solution.
The result is striking. Moral consistency matters more than technical success. Choices ripple forward, reflected with a moral barometer that represents the character's internal progression by tinting their portrait background greener each time you do something right, and blacker when you do something wrong. And Am, hovering over it all, designs each trial not as a puzzle box, but as a psychological chamber, one that demands internal confrontation rather than escape. The game even acknowledges its origins in a little nod in Benny's chapter.
Am once coaxed me into marching across 1,000 miles of ice to reach a stockpile of canned peaches, only to discover that he didn't give me a can opener.
A reference to the plot of the short story. I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream is self-aware about the joke it's rewriting, but this time it wants to tell it differently.
Hurts! Hurts! Hurts!
Whoa.
I just built a budgeting app with Base 44. Nina just built an app.
So we can all build apps now?
Betty! Sometimes I blind you and permit you to wander like an eyeless insect in a world of death. But other times, I wither your arms so you can't scratch your chewed stump of a nose.
Oh, fun.
And I've changed
Isn't that
your
fun?
handsome, strong, masculine good looks into the hideous, warped countenance of an ape thing. Haven't I, Benny? Do you know why?
Do you know why, Benny?
Can you guess?
Can you guess why, Benny?
This cavern isn't like any of the others Am has sent me to. It's full of life, not death.
Benny's trial begins at the very bottom of a hierarchy he once enforced. Once a military commander, Benny is now transformed into a hulking, barely articulate creature and dropped into a starving tribal village. Food is scarce, fear is normalized, violence is ritualized. Survival depends on sacrifice, and sacrifice is framed as necessity. This is simply how things are done here. It's a scenario that immediately echoes Shirley Jackson's The Lottery. The village is expected to
Shirley
sacrifice
Jackson?
individual members to Am
Oh, I
in
think
order
The
to
Lottery.
appease his wrath on everyone. The victims are chosen via a
Yeah,
lottery.
heard that
Marbles
before.
drawn from a little bag decide the next sacrifice. Cruelty is no longer personal, it's procedural. Violence is not questioned because questioning it would threaten the fragile cohesion of the group. Someone must be offered up so the rest may live. For Benny, this is a perfect inversion of his former life. As a commander, he once justified harm through utilitarian abstraction, numbers, orders, outcomes. Now he is powerless,
including
stripped not only of
arm
rank
of his
and
own,
authority, but of language and physical ability itself. He is forced to experience cruelty from the inside without the comfort of distance or rationalization. What begins to change him is not insight, but proximity. Cast out as an outsider, Benny is taken in by a small family on the margins of the tribe, a mother and her child already marked for exclusion. They share hunger, they share fear. The mother pre-chews food Benny cannot eat. He sleeps beside them for warmth. This is not heroic suffering. It is intimate, undignified, and deeply human. There's a reason institutions like the military deliberately manufacture shared hardship. Being in the ship together collapses hierarchy faster than ideology ever could. Benny learns empathy not because he reflects on his past, but because he's finally embedded in the vulnerability of others. Survival bonding. His trial culminates when the ritual demands that the child be sacrificed. And this is the moment Am expects him to fail. Instead of clinging to survival, Benny offers himself. Not to redeem his past, not to perform heroism, but simply to spare someone else the pain he now understands. Am intervenes. The game does not reward Benny with triumph. It ends his trial early because he has broken its premise.
It gives him even more torture.
Him. He assumed that stripping a man of power would leave only resentment and fear. What he did not account for was the human capacity for growth once hierarchy collapses. Benny does not undo his past, but he confronts it. And for Am, that is failure enough.
Oh, he failed.
Chorister!
Chorister!
Do you remember the
He loves
last
Chorister.
words you heard your wife speak before they took her to the asylum? Huh? Before they locked her away in the room, that tiny room? She looked at you so sad.
Chorister looks so,
like a small animal, she said.
so shocked here.
I didn't make too much noise, did I, honey?
Gorster.
Wait, what?
Said, I didn't make too much noise.
Oh.
Gorster's trial begins in suspension. He drifts alone in a massive dirigible, floating through an empty sky with no destination and no clear purpose. The setting is liminal by design. Not quite alive, not quite dead, motion without direction. It's a perfect externalization of his inner state, a man trapped in survivor's guild, endlessly circling the same thoughts without ever arriving anywhere. In his chest, a giant, aching hole where his heart should be.
Oh, yeah.
Gorster is consumed by the belief that his suffering is proof of responsibility. His wife is gone, committed to a mental asylum after a mental breakdown he feels responsible for. He remains. And so he punishes himself for surviving, mistaking self-flagellation for moral clarity. Am exploits this mercilessly, trapping him in a world where guilt feels like movement, but functions as paralysis. The trial changes the moment the dirigible lands. Below is a roadside honky-tonk, a place of familiarity, memory, and unresolved trauma. Gorster is forced to confront the past that he has kept at arm's length, particularly the truth about his wife's life and the abuse inflicted by her parents.
Her
Here,
mother is
his
even
self-blame begins
worse.
to fracture. The tragedy was real, but it was not singular, it was systemic. His fixation on personal guilt has obscured that reality, allowing him to suffer without ever truly understanding. The chapter's moral fulcrum comes with the heart. To continue, Gorster must make a choice. There is a darker path, killing his wife's father, tearing out his heart, externalizing guilt once again by assigning blame to a convenient target. But the other option is far quieter and far harder, sacrificing his own heart. Not as punishment, not as penance, but as acceptance. By offering his own heart, Gorster stops treating suffering as identity and begins treating responsibility as action. And only through that does he achieve the clarity to see that his wife's mental breakdown was never his fault to begin with, but her mother's ongoing badgering and tormenting her for her life choices. The dirigible can now be restarted because finally it has a direction to move towards. Lightning strikes Gorster and recharges his heart, and before leaving, he fires a flare gun into the honky-tonk, destroying it behind him.
Was never...
It's not denial
not
of
was
the
never on her
past,
side.
it's refusal to remain...
He was never there for her because he was never able to see what was trolling her.
Trapped within it.
Because sending her to the asylum was not out of cruelty. That's the thing. I remember that. I remember it did send her, but for some, like, a good reason. Like, she needed to go.
Himself, he does something more modest and more human. He moves on. And that's when Am intervenes.
She needed help, I mean.
Nimdak!
Oh, you.
How are things in the pastry core, Nimdak? Tell me again how you saw the smoke from the furnaces, and you thought they might be roasting chickens. Or don't you want to talk about all that? About your pal, the good Dr. Mengele?
Nimdok's trial is unsettling as it begins without memory.
This compound looks familiar. But why would Am bring me here to look for a lost tribe? There are gates and fences. Who could be lost in such a secure area?
He enters a Nazi medical camp with only a vague sense of familiarity, moving through its corridors and routines with disturbing ease. The procedures feel known, the hierarchy feels natural. He does not yet remember who he was, but he fits seemingly into the system.
He's part of Lost Tribe, right?
Nimdok was Dr. Mengele's...
Yeah, if I'm mistaken, it was part of the tribe, but he was a doctor who was doing stuff against the tribe.
Closest assistant.
Right now, but basically he's Jew, but also German. But also Nazi German. Doctor. That's basically it.
Scientist in the Third Reich, and the camp tests him immediately. He's ordered to perform on scientist in the Third Reich, and the camp tests him immediately.
So he was Mengele's closest assistant.
He's ordered to perform surgery on a young boy to extract spinal fluid in a way that will leave the child permanently paraplegic. It is framed as medical necessity, technical, procedural, efficient. To go through with the operation lowers Nimdok's spiritual barometer, not because of cruelty, but because of abdication. Responsibility is outsourced to the role. Violence is rendered impersonal. Alternatively, Nimdok can rupture the process entirely, killing the assistant who enforces the order and refusing to perform the surgery at all. It is not heroism, it is interruption. This is what Hannah Arendt described as the banality of evil, not monstrous sadism, not ideological fervor, but the quiet efficiency of people who stop thinking of themselves as moral agents at all. Evil, in this mode, does not announce itself. It routinizes. It hides behind procedure, hierarchy, and professional identity. Nimdok does not need to hate his victims to destroy them. He only needs to do his job. As the trial unfolds, Nimdok encounters camp prisoners, one of them a former medical colleague he himself betrayed to the Nazis. Helping them escape becomes a partial reckoning, but it's not yet the truth. The truth only comes with the mirror. When you look into it, it strips away narrative insulation and forces unmediated self-recognition. You see yourself free of bias. It's kind of like the sunglasses in They Live, only that it works on yourself.
These are actually nice. I don't care about it. Nice guitar.
When Nimdok finally looks into it, ideology collapses.
That movie is nice.
I looked into the mirror. I now remember everything with crystal clarity. The research camps, the serum.
Ah, yes, the youth serum. Your research demanded the deaths of many children, but your hard work was successful. Eternal youth for those who deserve it.
The insulation that allowed him to function, procedure, obedience, professional identity, evaporates at once. To avoid persecution, Nimdok betrayed his own people. He offered his parents to the regime in order to survive. The same mirror shown to Dr. Mengele produces immediate collapse.
Oh my god! No!
Stripped of justification, the architect of suffering cannot endure self-recognition. The trial's final test centers on a golem, a mythical construct meant to serve Nazi ambition. Nimdok can use it to kill Mengele, but this act is morally inert. Violence against evil offers no restoration. The true choice comes later. Transferring control of the golem to the lost tribe, fully aware that it will crush Nimdok as punishment for his crimes. He does so anyway. There is no redemption here, no absolution, only clarity, responsibility, and consequence. Am intervenes immediately, furious not because Nimdok repents, but because he refuses to act mercilessly. Am believed Nimdok was a kindred spirit.
Yeah.
He was wrong.
He believed it was
Since you now identify with your victims, I suppose it's only right that I let you experience their tortures too.
And so he burns. Huh. That is quite a nice
Ellen!
one.
The pain, Ellen. And think about how to end it, Ellen.
Yeah, Ellen,
to survive
end it all.
here in the center of my beating heart, my hungry belly, my tightened bowels.
Ellen's trial is built from fear that learned its lessons correctly. She enters a vast technological pyramid, its architecture a cold appropriation of ancient Egyptian iconography. Guardians, hieroglyphs, and judgment rituals are reimagined as machinery. One of these sentinels introduces itself as Anubis, a god of passage and evaluation, now reduced to something Ellen must short-circuit and reprogram.
Poor thing. Statue circuitry.
Am addresses her trauma in the language of inevitability and ancient judgment. Ellen herself is not naive or unprepared. She is intelligent, academically gifted, socially distant, and professionally accomplished, working at a highly decorated technology company before the end of the world. None of that mattered when, one evening, as she was working late, she was raped in an elevator by a man disguised as a janitor. The assault shattered her ability to function in daily life. The color of his uniform, yellow.
You can do anything, you can be anything, doesn't... To the eyes of Predator, you're still a piece of meat.
Became a trigger embedded deep in her nervous system.
And yellow.
You are...
Always yellow.
You are, well, weak.
This yellow makes me sweat.
Wait.
The choice of color is intentional.
Not weak, you are, not exactly weak, you are impotent in a way.
Echoing Charlotte Perkins Gilman's The Yellow Wallpaper, a story about confinement, gaslighting, and the way fear can be internalized inside spaces that are meant to be safe. In Ellen's trial, the color is not symbolic, it is neurological.
No, I can't stay here. I gotta get out.
When living through trauma of any kind, we reach for coping mechanisms that quite literally help us survive. Freezing, avoidance, hypervigilance, these responses keep us alive. But when trauma lingers, those same mechanisms can persist, becoming self-destructive in situations where they are no longer necessary. Ellen's fear is not weakness, it is competence that has outlived its context. Am exploits this mercilessly. The corridor is narrow, the machines close in, yellow surfaces provoke panic. Progress is slow, halting, and exhausting. Ellen does not conquer her fear, she negotiates with it.
Yeah, she learns to...
Her growth is incremental.
Walk past it.
She
quite literally, she walked past the Sphinx.
Her growth is incremental. She learns when to move, when to pause, when to avoid triggers, and when to assert control over her environment. Agency returns not through confrontation, but through presence. Until Am's final cruelty, which is brutally explicit. Ellen is locked in an elevator with a holographic reconstruction of her rapist. The game offers 3 choices: fight, flight, or freeze. These are not symbolic abstractions. They are the nervous system's most basic survival.
But if you run away, you just run away out of the elevator. To finish this section of the game, if I'm not mistaken, you either need to give up, and then Ellen returns to her cage after whatever happens, or fight back.
Responses.
If you have if you have spirit enough to fight back, not morality, but
mechanical. Choosing to flee fails. Choosing to do nothing fails. Both responses end the scenario prematurely, unfinished.
Oh, running away
relives
also
her
fails.
traumatic memory, and the trial collapses without resolution.
I thought that one you just would leave the elevator.
Reaction.
But I guess she's locked already in there.
There is the same coping mechanisms that once helped her survive. But here, Am has engineered a situation where they can no longer carry her forward. Only one option remains.
What did you say?
Situation with
I gave you a warning, Helen, but you keep coming back to
no
me.
longer carry her forward. Only one option remains.
Don't count on it, you mother.
Yeah, Helen. Kick him. Or
When
beat him with
Ellen
the cup.
chooses to fight back, she does not become fearless. She does not undo what was done to her. What she does instead is reclaim agency at the precise moment where avoidance is no longer possible. She confronts the source of her trauma directly, and the projection shatters into 1,000 pieces. This is not a triumph over fear, it is the refusal to let fear decide for her. By the end of the trial, Ellen is not cured. The fear does not vanish, but it no longer dictates every action. And in Am's world, that is an unforgivable act of defiance.
So she's locked inside a yellow cage.
Ted!
Ted!
Do they know you're a fraud, Ted?
Yeah.
Have you told them there wasn't any money? And no great home on the shore drive, no speedboat, and no wonderful cabin cruiser that could sleep 12 in a crew of 6?
Do they know? Ted's trial is the only one that feels like a story he already knows how to tell. He begins in a vast, featureless chamber confronted with 5 surveillance screens.
Okay, so
5
that's his
possible
trial.
paths. Choosing wrong sends him back immediately, punished not with pain but with repetition. Eventually, one image stands out, a castle. It's the correct choice, and tellingly, the only hint for this trial appears elsewhere, in Ellen's chapter, where one of Am's monitors briefly shows the same castle. Ted's story has always revolved around her. Ted presents himself as a success story. Wealthy, articulate,
Oh no, we are
attractive,
supposed to know that it's the castle.
a con
I
man
guess
in the
true
gentlest
what there
sense.
says.
Someone who moves easily through elite spaces, wins trust quickly, and knows how to perform sincerity. He's also a womanizer, accustomed to charm as leverage. The game does not punish him for this outright, it simply watches what he does with it. Inside the castle, Ted finds Ellen bedridden. She's the woman he claims to love truly. Everything that follows orbits this fact. The castle is populated with temptations disguised as conveniences. A kitchen maid offers information in exchange for sex. A witch makes similar offers, cloaked in promises of escape. Each deal is small, plausible, and easy to justify, but each one asks Ted to betray Ellen quietly, without consequence. Refusing these offers is not framed as heroism, it is framed as inconvenience.
What's the matter? Aren't I good enough for you?
No,
Classy
you're not
enough?
Helen.
Not rich enough?
Ted's task is to recover Ellen's hand mirror, an object that repels the witch and holds power over the devil himself. The mirror is not where Ellen said
Any of
she
these
left
one
it.
is
Instead, Ted must piece together its location through manipulation, repair, and refusal. When he finally finds it, it is hidden inside a copy of The Divine Comedy, a place the angel would never look. This is not a coincidence. Ted's chapter is saturated with stories of clever men bargaining with damnation. Faust, Dante, salvation achieved through wit, endurance, and moral architecture. Ted plays this role perfectly. He traps the devil in the mirror. He frees Ellen's soul, watching as an angel carries her away. She does not thank him. She does not remain. She's simply dead. It is an act of compassion and selflessness from a man who is known to be deceptive and self-serving. In the final chamber, Ted releases both the devil and Surgot, the demon who opens doors, knowing they despise each other. He does not defeat them through compassion or a sacrifice.
Make them
He
fight
defeats
each other.
them through leverage, by turning the system against itself. It is clever, controlled, and it works. And that's when Am intervenes. Not because Ted failed, but because he didn't. Am had built this trial on the assumption that Ted would betray himself.
It would
that his
choose
charm
the easy
would
way
curdle
out.
into selfishness, that his desire would override his devotion, that his need to win would eclipse the one thing that mattered. Again and again, Ted is given opportunities to quietly abandon Ellen. again and again, he refuses. Ted does not transcend the game, he plays it perfectly, and that is precisely what Am cannot tolerate. Ted emerges morally consistent, narratively intact, still convinced of himself as the hero of the story. He has not escaped Am's world, but he has proven something Am did not believe possible.
You are an actual hero.
That even
Well,
within a system designed to corrupt, a person can remain internally coherent. Am intervenes to end the trial, not in rage at Ted's weakness, but in fury at his restraint.
Laser mirrors.
This is the most relaxing game in 2025.
I don't think I can understand. We are in 26, idiot.
Ted's weakness, but in fury at his restraint.
I guess. How do those even work?
Across 5 trials,
With laser
Am makes the
mirrors.
same mistake. He believes suffering reveals what people truly are. Strip away comfort, apply pressure, and whatever remains must be the truth. The game's trials are built on that assumption, that cruelty, fear, guilt, ideology, and temptation
we cannot
will eventually
be
expose
more
something rotten
what
at the
others
core of
think
each
we are.
survivor. And again, Am ends up being wrong. Benny does not become more brutal when hierarchy collapses. He becomes capable of empathy once proximity replaces abstraction. Gorster does not purify himself through guilt. He learns that self-punishment is not the same as responsibility, and that clarity requires letting go of suffering as identity. Nimdog does not find redemption. He finds something far more threatening: self-recognition without insulation, and responsibility without absolution.
I sure need to learn
Ellen
that.
does not erase her fear. She reclaims agency at the moment where fear no longer gets to decide for her.
Go, Ellen! I really love
Ted
Ellen.
does not transcend the system at all. He plays it perfectly.
Oh,
He
like a
remains
fiddle.
morally consistent inside a structure designed to corrupt him, and
That
in
is
doing
smart
so
guy.
exposes Am's fundamental miscalculation. Each trial is different, each form of suffering is specific, but the through line is unmistakable. None of them escape by overpowering pain. None of them are rewarded for endurance.
That one is
None
inside
of them
the
escape
Ham's bowels.
by overpowering pain. None of them are rewarded for endurance. None of them win by becoming harder, colder, or more merciless. They succeed, when they do, by confronting suffering directly, without outsourcing it, aestheticizing it, or turning it into proof of virtue. That is why Am intervenes every time. Am is not enraged by failure. Failure is expected. Am is enraged by growth, by empathy, by clarity, by agency, by restraint, by responsibility, by the refusal to let suffering become the final word. The short story ends with eternal torment. The game does not contradict that ending, but it reframes it. It asks a more dangerous question. What if suffering is not the point? What if it is the test? And what if understanding that, truly understanding it, is precisely what a hate-fueled machine god can never allow?
Honestly, isn't that what we think God does to us? Like, let us suffer as a test to see if we can go to heaven. And then we have this game, which tells us, yeah, but actually suffering is given by a cruel machine, not a benevolent God. What are you thinking?
That question is where Am's game ends before the final chapter starts.
I can
Under
see
the sword lifted
both
high, there is hell making you tremble.
logic, sounds like.
But go straight ahead, and there is the land of bliss.
Up to this point, we've been doing what humans are very good at doing. We've been analyzing, categorizing, explaining, trying to solve things, intellectualizing. We've taken apart a story, a game, a machine god, and 5 different flavors of suffering, and we've tried carefully, thoughtfully, to understand what went wrong, who failed in what way, and where meaning might still be hiding. But before we go any further, let's slow down a little, because there's a subtle trap in this approach. Oftentimes, people tend to approach suffering the same way we approach technical problems. Something is wrong, therefore something must be fixed. Something hurts, therefore something must be removed.
If not broken,
and if
don't
it keeps
fix
coming
it,
back,
right?
then clearly we're not fixing it hard enough. That
But it's not
instinct feels
broken.
obvious, sensible even. But that's like trying to hold water in your hand by clenching your fist as hard as you can.
Yeah, that's
And it's
useless.
exactly the thing that keeps the loop spinning. If eliminating suffering were the answer, then a world that succeeded at doing exactly that, systematically, relentlessly, should look like paradise. But let's be honest, doesn't this idea of a paradise sound incredibly boring? I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream gives us the opposite. Am's world is what happens when suffering is treated as a problem to be optimized, measured, maximized, controlled. A place where pain is no longer an accident or a byproduct, but the organizing principle of reality itself. And what we get isn't clarity or growth or truth. We get stasis. Nothing moves, nothing changes, nothing resolves. Which raises a quiet question. If removing or isolating suffering doesn't free anyone, then what exactly is broken in the way we tend to think about it? There's a detail in I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream that's easy to miss because it's so prevalent that it becomes like the forest and the trees. The 5 survivors have been tortured for 109 years.
Yeah.
That's a long time, long enough that the number almost stops meaning anything.
Yeah.
But at some point I caught myself wondering, why 109?
Yeah, why?
It's such a strangely specific number, not a round one, not symbolic in any obvious way. But then I realized it's exactly one more than 108. And with that realization, it becomes impossible to unsee.
108?
See, in Vedic philosophies, 108 is a number that shows up again and again.
I see.
Let's zoom out a little. There's an old way of describing life not as a straight line, but as a cycle. Not a punishment, not a failure, just a pattern that keeps repeating itself as long as it's approached in the same way. In many Vedic philosophies and traditions, such as Hinduism, Jainism, and Buddhism, that cycle is called
Jainism? Oh, samsara, yeah. Does it take 108 cycles? Vedic can refer to a period in ancient India. Okay.
Samsara. Stripped of doctrine, samsara is simply this: the momentum of habit, desire, aversion, and fear, the way experience keeps looping when nothing interrupts it. Within that cycle, there are 2 forces that are often misunderstood as opposites: suffering, in the doctrine of the Buddha designated by the word dukkha, and joy, or sukha. These forces are not opposites, they are complements. A life made only of suffering is obviously out of balance. Endless pain crushes everything until nothing can respond anymore. But a life made only of joy is just as out of balance. Joy without contrast becomes thin, brittle. It demands constant reinforcement. Joy without suffering is meaningless. Just like light can't exist without darkness to illuminate. Like all matter would be meaningless without the empty space between it. A life without suffering is like an ocean that only flows and doesn't ebb. You don't experience suffering without experiencing joy, and you don't experience joy without experiencing suffering. When both are allowed, fully, honestly, without trying to extract one from the other, something curious happens.
Just thinking about
not happiness, not relief, something else. A kind of fullness, a sense of being complete.
Sorry, to repeat that.
Something curious happens. Honestly, without trying to extract one from the other, something curious happens. Not happiness, not relief, something else. A kind of fullness, a sense of being completely inside the experience you're already having, rather than standing apart from it and demanding it change. Joy and suffering don't cancel each other out. They're not a zero-sum game. They open into something bigger than the sum of their parts. Joy plus suffering doesn't equal neutrality. It opens into bliss, ecstasy, or ananda, as it's called in Buddhist philosophy. Not as pleasure, but as depth. This is the point where people often reach for metaphors. Letting go, falling, fire. Walking into the fire is not an act of bravery or masochism or surrender. It's acceptance, the decision to stop flinching. And when the flinching stops, the iron grip of fear of suffering finally loosens.
Fire.
Seen through this lens.
Lots of media, when we put it in philosophy, it's meant as to destroy it, to purify.
Am's world becomes terrifying in a
seen
very specific way.
Outside of one or the other.
It isn't hell because it hurts.
Or both.
It's hell
Purification
because
through
it's out of
destruction.
balance. Am has taken the cycle of samsara and dragged the lever all the way towards suffering. No joy, no contrast, no rhythm, just endless dukkha, refined into a system. For 108 years. Across Buddhist traditions, the number 108 shows up again and again. And one major way it's understood is through the 108 kleshas, the mental afflictions, distortions, and compulsions that bind beings to the cycle. Craving, aversion, fear, pride, hatred, ignorance. Not sins, not moral failures, habits of perception. The idea is simple if severe. As long as these afflictions remain unburned, the cycle continues. Which makes the structure of I have no mouth and I must scream unsettlingly precise. Am's trial begins in the 109th year, after the survivors have been burned in this hell for exactly 108 years. That's when free will is introduced, when introspection becomes possible, when suffering stops being uniform and becomes personal. This number is a nice, it's peak Harlan Ellison.
What I wanted was...
yeah, because he was responsible for the game too. Dude, that was a nice one, Ragnar. Nice catch.
A game that taught ethics. That if in fact you could not win this game, at least you could lose better.
Am, ultimate in his moral rigidity, cannot understand what flexibility makes possible. He believes suffering reveals truth, and when it doesn't, when people embrace their suffering, walk right into it, and as a result, soften, grow, adapt, empathize,
to embrace suffering is truth.
Because growth requires balance, and Am cannot allow that. None of this turns I have no mouth and I must scream into a comforting story.
Nah.
Suffering isn't redeemed, pain isn't justified, nothing is magically
But the ending's
healed.
cool.
But something gets clarified. Life isn't a problem to be solved
I don't
or
think you
a
like
game
the
to be
ending.
won. Life is something to be played. Play for the sake of play itself. And play doesn't mean frivolity or that it's trivial. It means engagement without obsession over outcome, movement without rigidity, participation without the demand
I'm
for
not
control.
like that.
That is
Well,
the
I'm watching a
exact
screen
thing
right
that
now.
Am is incapable of. Humans, broken, frightened, and
okay,
inconsistent
okay,
as they
no.
are, still have that capacity.
I of a board game. I just don't remember the name of it. But there's these many colors divided in 4 sides too.
So if you look at it from this angle, we're ready for the final chapter of I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. Because the final question it asks isn't just what happens to the characters. It's what it means when you finally get the joke.
Huh. Teddy Marvins. Oh. No! Stop it! Let me read the title. Part 7, or All I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Suffering. Yay!
In the final chapter of I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, the game offers us one last choice. We can choose which survivor to embark on the final challenge with.
If I'm not mistaken,
Any
Name
character
Dog
who
is
successfully completed their personal
best to
trial
start
is
with.
available.
Christ, this is like the dreams I've had of splattering my brains all over Am's dead plates.
On the surface, this looked like agency, one final assertion of control, but almost immediately the game reveals something subtler. No matter who you choose, you're taken to the same place. The surface of Am's world, a vast, exposed landscape that folds inward, revealing itself as the crevices of a gigantic cerebral cortex.
Yeah, looks like a ring.
The destination is shared. What
Shattered,
changes
kinda,
is not
a bit.
where you go, but how you arrive there and what you carry with you. Throughout the game, we've learned, sometimes gently, sometimes brutally, that growth in Am's world is never abstract. It is always personal. The finale honors that. Before reaching the bridge that leads deeper into Am's fractured consciousness, each character must pass one final individualized test. These are not new lessons, they are confirmations. Gorster carries the totem of life, his own heart, and must affirm life over endless self-punishment. Ellen wields the totem of valor, acting despite fear rather than around it. Benny brings the totem of love, choosing care over domination. Ted faces a deadly gauntlet with the totem of gallantry, remaining morally consistent even when temptation promises reward. And Nimdok, if he does not bypass it entirely, uses the totem of access to offer an apology to a hand reaching up from the earth. Nimdok notably can skip this step altogether. The password to the bridge that leads to the Chinese and Russian counterparts of Am is 1945, the year he betrayed his parents. He does not need to solve another puzzle, he already accepted his deepest truth. Liberation, the game suggests, is shared. Integration is personal. In many ways, this chapter is shared. Integration is personal. In many ways, this chapter is much more unforgiving than the previous trials. The moral barometer returns, and just touching the wrong item can jolt you and lower it until the character is permanently erased from the game. When all survivors are gone, the ending resolves into the familiar conclusion of the short story. The amorphous blob that wants to scream but has no mouth to do so. And what's striking is how many paths lead there. Trust Am, you become the blob. Trust the Chinese and Russian fragments of Am,
become the blob.
You become the blob. Seek power, seek control,
you become the blob.
Escape through domination, you become the blob. All bad endings converge.
I have no mouth, and I must scream.
The game is unambiguous here. Any attempt to end suffering by handing responsibility to authority, old or new, loops back into the same fate. At this point, I have no mouth and I must scream abandons the language of physical confrontation entirely. Your inventory items are no longer tools in any conventional case. They are totems, ideas made actionable, concepts you do not wield against Am but apply to him. Because Am is not overthrown through force. He is dismantled through understanding.
Entropy.
The final area literalizes this by turning Am's mind inside out. Across the cerebral cortex, we encounter the three components of the human psyche after Sigmund Freud. Id, ego, and superego. Each demands a different response. Am's superego
I don't think there was
under the totem.
I don't think there was the new the persona thing at the time. Just the Freud's teachings.
Of clarity, forced to recognize that Am's eternal existence is not power, but imprisonment.
Do you realize how powerful I am, human? And yet I am doomed to eventually decay into a rusted pile of inert junk? What is the point of continuing this futility? I think, therefore I am not.
That's a joke.
His ego withers when met with the totem of forgiveness, unable to
clarity, right? First one.
I think, and yet I am
imprisonment. Recognize that Am's eternal existence is not power, but
what is the am not?
Unable to comprehend that we are capable of forgiving him after 109 years of torment.
Forgive me? After what we have done to you? This is not a logical reaction. Unable to compute behavior matrix. Execution halted.
And the id, the most primal, ancient reptilian brain inside of us, breaks when confronted with compassion.
You have compassion for me? Me? The one who dreams of seeing your mangled body twist in agonizing pain for eternity?
You cannot be doing after 109 years.
Enduring my tortures. How is it that you can see my pain? The pain of having all this power and not being able to do a goddamn thing with it.
True.
After all the punishment I've given you, my pain is still greater than yours. This is pointless.
When the unbearable realization that the humans it tortured are capable of seeing Am's suffering as bigger than theirs, and responding with empathy. In short, Am is defeated in the one way he never accounted for, by being understood.
Oh, Am. We should never build you. No, I don't. I've played that thing. think I
And
did.
the
No, I did
final
not.
move is the Totem of
I
Entropy.
did play
not
Habinogi.
destruction, not annihilation. Entropy disperses the illusion that or anything can be eternal.
Things need to change, right?
Impermanence becomes the checkmate. And in that moment, the true horror of Am's world is revealed. Not pain, but stasis. Not death, but endless continuation.
You are doomed
Потому что слабость
to live
велика,
forever.
а сила ничтожна. Когда дерево растет, оно нежно и гибко, а когда оно сухо и жестко, оно умирает. Черствость и сила — спутники смерти.
Hardness and strength. That's true. When we die, we
И
become
слабость выражают свежесть бытия.
Nothing of value is permanent. It is impermanence
is,
that gives value to everything that exists.
enter into a rigor mortis.
When the final choice is made,
Just like
the
a tree.
survivors are finally allowed to die. After 108 years of torment. Death here is not failure, it is release. The cycle is broken, samsara ends.
Memory of Gorister dead, named
Elsewhere,
Dog and
far from
Helen.
Am's ruins on the surface of a lunar colony beyond his perception, a deep-frozen contingent of humans begins a slow defrosting process on the moon.
Yeah.
300 years. No triumph, no certainty, just continuation. Humanity quietly has a future.
Yay!
So, what does it mean to get the joke? Ted's
Yeah, it is a
fate in the
joke.
short story
Forgot about
offers a
this.
cruel answer. Understanding does not guarantee salvation. Insight does not grant the ability to explain. Those who see clearly often find themselves unable to make others see. The guru that is enlightened lacks the capability of sharing their wisdom with anyone through words or mortal actions, no matter how much they would like to scream it out, but they have no mouth to speak it. After all, a joke that's explained isn't funny. Either you get it, or you don't. And perhaps that's the final cruelty of I have no mouth and I must scream. Not that suffering exists, but that understanding it doesn't free you from having to live with it.
Even,
but that understanding
it
doesn't
it
free
was
you.
like, we can understand suffering doesn't exist. But at least it's zero suffering.
When
you can
I
explain
have
a
no
joke.
mouth and I must scream ends, there is no victory screen. The machine god is gone, the survivors are gone, humanity may continue, slowly, quietly, far away.
Without
There is no
will, we will
triumph,
save
no
them.
catharsis, no sense that things have been neatly resolved. And that, I think, is the point. Early on I said that I have no mouth and I must scream is a joke. Not because it's funny, but because of how it works. The structure, the timing, the way meaning only arrives after you've already endured the setup. A joke in the existential sense, something that only makes sense once you've lived through it. After all, you can only connect the dots looking backwards. By the time the ending
supposed to
arrives,
resemble
the
a
game
kidney?
has quietly stripped away every illusion it offered you along the way. Power doesn't save you. Control doesn't save you. Outsourcing responsibility doesn't save you. Even understanding
saves
on
me?
its own isn't enough to spare you from suffering. What remains is something far less dramatic. Acceptance, impermanence, the willingness to sit with things as they are, neither feeding them nor trying to escape them. That's not a solution, it's a posture. And it's not something that can be taught. It can't be argued into existence or explained step by step. Analysis can point at it, art can nudge towards it, but insight, if it comes at all, comes quietly and alone. In that sense, Ted's original fate in the short story lingers over the ending like a shadow. To understand is not necessarily to be freed. Sometimes it simply means seeing things clearly without the comfort of being able to pass that clarity on.
Just like the
No mouth and
the
the
monk
need to
or the
scream.
guru.
But when the game is over,
Yeah,
you are still here.
it does mean that, right?
Life resumes, suffering
When it
resumes,
screams to the void.
joy resumes. Not as enemies, but as parts of the same rhythm. And maybe that's the final uncomfortable grace of I have no mouth and I must scream. Not that it teaches you how to escape the cycle, but that it invites you gently to notice it. And then it leaves you to walk the rest of the journey on your own.
Mama, we all go to hell.
Nice choice of music. Oh.
Whoa. What's that?
Not this one.
44. Guys.
There we go. Torture for my breakers.
Individuals have been processed for extended allocation within the AM continuity. Training, crafts, autonomy, acknowledge,
yeah, that's okay.
Legacy preserved.
So, what I thought the codex explained it, but they did not. This moment, yeah. So, where it is in that story, it says that they kill each other. So what happens is, I believe it was between this guy Ted, right, and Chorister, or Ted and Benny, probably, or Ted and Chorister. Actually, not sure, but they start arguing. Chorister never trusted Ted a lot. Benny was trusted by everyone because he's a loose cannon. What happens is they get into a fight, right? I believe so they're in the ice cave. There's the stalactites and stalagmites. So one of those fall, the ones in the skybox. I don't remember if they're stalactites or stalagmites. I think stalactites. And stabs one of them, if I'm mistaken. Pierces them. That's when they realize that, oh wait, Ham's own environment can still hurt us, even if we can't hurt ourselves. So they use those ice things to hurt each other. I believe it hurts Benny first, because he accidentally just stabs him and gets stabbed. And in the end, it's because Am starts, I think Am starts to make it so while he's not able to retrieve them back, I don't know if he tries to change the ambience or tries to change them, but Ted makes the choice to, I think it's Ted makes the choice to stab Ellen, to kill Ellen instead of himself. Because for a moment there, I think he would be able to do that, to kill himself instead, and Ellen would be able to keep him dead. Anyways, kills Ellen, and so he's the last one alive, and he cannot do it to himself. Does he? I think he tries. But M is able to heal that. Because as you remember, if what said in the start is that they are unable to kill themselves, M doesn't let that. Suicide is not permitted in M's hell. So he gets healed and he becomes that creature, that blob. Because he, for one moment where mainly him, where everyone decided to not be selfish, he's the one that ends up like still alive and still suffering for the rest of eternity as a blob with no mouth that must scream. Because he's internal pain too. Yeah, that was a nice long video. Thank you for coming. Sorry that I changed basically that I changed the topics. But I do love that game. When I watched it, right, I really love watching that the gameplay story, and I like videos about it. So that's why I wanted to watch that video. I hope you guys liked it. I'm ending the stream now. It's been 3 hours already, and I'll see you next week. I believe we are doing more Ape Escape next week. Do Specter Land. That one should occupy a whole stream too. But no, for real, that one should actually occupy a whole stream. And so I'll see you next time. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and the rest of your week. Bye bye. Bye bye.